In the Field updates on Market Journal are supported by the Nebraska Corn Board.
For this week's In the Field update, we go to Southwest Nebraska. Market Journal host Bryce Doeschot was on the road and caught up with a producer in the area on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. We are in Southwest Nebraska, very near the Colorado-Nebraska line, west of Imperials. We're catching up now with Kurt Bernhardt. You guys are picking corn right now. Let's set the conversation up, though. Tell me about the farming operation.
Well, I farm with my family, my brother and I, and then my wife and my children, mostly corn and then some irrigated wheat and pinto beans and soybeans, and then this year we're trying some irrigated milo.
Okay, harvesting corn behind us, as I mentioned today. How are things going with the harvest front?
It's going good. It's going quick this year just because we've had such dry weather. Plus, we had a major hailstorm July 19th, and it don't really look like it's hailed that bad, but it did a lot of ear and stalk damage, and so it's reduced our yields. We did have some fields north here that were completely totaled out from that storm, which upwards of, we've heard of 100 pivots were probably totally destroyed during that storm.
What percent would you put yourself complete at this point for corn harvest?
We're probably 2/3.
Okay. How about for the other crops you mentioned?
Yeah, we're all done with everything else. We finished our soybeans, which we only had one circle left after the rest of them got hailed out, and we finished them here about 10 days ago. And then our pinto beans we did at the 1st of September, and of course the wheat was done in July.
Tell me a bit about the pinto bean, what that process is like. Obviously not something we talk about often here on the show.
Right. You know, they're really not similar to a soybean. You plant them, I mean, with a row crop planter, just like you do your corn and stuff, but they grow more closer to the ground, and they're an edible food item, you know, that you use in like soups and chilies and of course refried beans. That's where pinto beans go into that. Yeah. But they're an interesting crop.
Talk about your market for the various crops that you're growing. Do you have to truck them a ways, or you find some markets locally for those?
Well, our corn, the stuff we put in our own grain band setup, a lot of that goes to Sterling, Colorado, to the ethanol plant or feedlots, or we got feedlots. We got neighbors around here that take it too. And then the soybeans, we mostly go to the elevator, and then they distributed them from there. And then our pinto beans, we deal with a local contractor in Imperial, Trinidad, Benham. And then our wheat, we raise hard white winter wheat, and that goes to Frenchman Valley Co-op, and it's signed on with Ardent Mills, and then they take it and do whatever they do with it.
Yep. Well, the story of the fall has been how dry things have been. Seems like across the state, it doesn't really matter where you're at. Things are getting drier and drier as the weeks progress. Not a lot of rain for your area since what, August or so?
Yeah, I think the last good rain we had was probably about that third week in August, which August was really mild temperature-wise, and we had rain, which is really unusual for us. But then September, it's just been really warm and dry again.
That said, you guys are planting some wheat right now, correct?
Yeah, we're finishing up with some wheat, and hopefully try to just work that into a rotation to get some fields rotated out of corn.
I have to imagine pivots are going to be going on that wheat to make sure it merges out of the ground before wintertime.
Yeah, and usually you don't have to run your pivots this much in the fall, but where it's so dry, you know, everybody's irrigating their wheat just because it's just using it right now too.